Hey gang, it's RJ Helms here with Big Pharma. This is a game that actually just came out on Steam yesterday. It's developed by Twice Circled and published by Positech Games, who brought us Gratuitous Space Battles and Democracy 3, amongst other things. And this is a game that had been in early access for quite a while. I picked it up in the spring some point and played a while of it and had some good fun with it, and just saw it show up in my Steam library last night, so downloaded it and thought, hey, why not? If it's out now officially, the 1.0 version, let's give it a crack and see how we can make out with it. So it's been a while since I played. I did the tutorial this morning just to kind of brush up on it, and figured I'd start by just getting into the campaign. We'll see how things go because I'm a little rusty with it. And Big Pharma is kind of a tycoon/puzzle game. You run a pharmaceutical business, like the name suggests, and need to, research and buy ingredients and build a factory to crank out the sweet drugs. There's a pretty big campaign in this. As you can see, there's a number of different challenge levels going all the way across, getting more and more complicated and more difficult. And each of them has, with the exception of the tutorial, has 5 individual levels in it. So let's just jump right in and see what we can do. So we'll start with the easiest campaign mission, which is this beginner challenge to earn $1 million in 10 years. First thing you have to do is name your company and choose your CEO. I've got mine already populated in here just from fiddling around earlier. You can choose a bunch of different CEOs. I don't think it makes any difference apart from how you look. I just really like this Barkley guy because he looks like the sort of person who will beat you up if you don't buy his drugs. And that's something I can really relate to. So we get started and you jump right into the game. I'll pause it here just to look around. So you've got your goal here, which is to earn $1 million in the next 10 years. You've got 2 other victory conditions. So $3 million will be an expert victory and $10 million will be a master victory. But the basic gameplay here is you've got your factory floor, which you can expand. Everything in here is randomly generated each time you play. And it has a number of doors. And these doors you can import ingredients from, and you can also export them. So basically what the gameplay is trying to build your factory kind of as a puzzle to import the ingredients that you have available to you and export the processed finished drugs and sell them at a profit, and manage to fit everything in because things can get a little tight for space. So to get started, let's just get a basic drug going so we can look at our ingredients here. And every ingredient has a number of effects. The green effects are positive and the red effects are negative. And your goal is to have as many positive effects and as few negative effects to get things out the door. So the simplest one to do is going to be this gelatinous xalic acid pieces, which I can import. And I think I can squeeze it in just right in here. If I import this here, if you look at it, I need to, if I increase its concentration by 1, it will be in the green range for the painkiller, making that effective, increasing the value by $120. But if I go only by 1, I won't be in the induces nausea range. So that is a great thing to do. So I do that by buying some machines. And this is where it kind of gets puzzly, as each machine has its inputs and outputs, and they're all kind of configured differently. So if I hook up a belt here, I'll input the things into this, get the drugs from the door into this evaporator, which will increase the concentration by 1. And I can just plop it out into a pill printer, and that will be a medication I can sell, hopefully for a profit. I'm going to double up the pill printers because a pill printer works half as fast as the evaporator, so that'll just maximize my capacity. And then once this gets through to the door, I'll get a pop-up telling me to export it. It'll give me some information about the drug right here. I can give it a name, and you can see, just to summarize, yes, it is a painkiller. It does not induce nausea, and it wants to give me a name, so I will call it Acrylic. I'm just going to go for the default names, unless I've got a really clever idea. And now I'm selling that drug, so that's perfect. Let's just move through and get onto the next drug that we are importing, which is the that we have available to us now, which is the desiccated jackier crystal, which relieves hypertension. So I'm just going to set up a line for those as well. If I bring the concentration down 2, it will relieve hypertension, but not cause headaches. So once again, should be a pretty good bit of business there. I do want to look at my layout. I only have one more door here. I think what might be the most effective thing to do is to buy this, and because it's going to be a pretty small little line that does this, let's use these 2 doors. Let's import the Jack Ear Crystal. Let's do it here. And for this, I think I can do it just with... two dissolvers. And 2 pill printers. That should be a successful... Let's make sure I've done that right. Here I've got it relieving hypertension, but not curing headaches. So the expected profit here is $44. We'll see what it is when it comes out the other side. Yes, it's also 44 because printing the pill costs 20 bucks, but having it in the form of a pill increases the value by 20 bucks.
Name required.
So now I've got that on the market.
A competitor has released a new product.
And my competitor has a blood pressure relief, so that should be the same. Yeah, so they're competing with me. I assume it's going to be exactly the same. Exactly the same pill, approximately. And so you can see here all your drugs have a cure rating. That affects the price that they sell for. C rating is kind of the default price, so that's what my pop-ups on the factory floor told me. But basically, the more effective it is at curing it as a percentage, the higher the cure rating will go. So I can see here of 48 people who have taken my acre leaf, 22 have been cured, giving me a rating of C. If it causes side effects, the rating will go down. If it is a better ratio of curing people, or cures multiple things, the cure rating will go up, and that can give you a bonus or a hit to the profitability of the drug. So now that I've got some money coming in, let's get doing some other things, some expansion. So one thing is you can upgrade what these things do. So for example, this is telling me here, if I get this up to a concentration of between 7 and 10 and run it through an evaporator, this painkiller cure, or the painkiller effect, will upgrade to an eases migraine effect. And same with this, if I get this down to a concentration of between 0 and 6 and run it through an ionizer, it will become a treats angina cure. And you can see if you go to the cures list, you can see all these, all the kind of the tech tree for the cures. So there's a bunch of other cures out there in the world that I don't have the ingredients for yet. And these are the ones I know about, so I can just get a glance if I want to look at what to do next, what's required. So I don't have an ionizer yet, so I should get on the research to create that. I do have an evaporator, so I could go for the ease migraine. Let's get on some research. Let's hire a researcher for 30 bucks a day, and let's go for the ionizer, because I know I'm going to want that soon. And I'm also going to go hire an explorer for 50 bucks a day and start researching some of these cures. So if I go research the spiny fig, I may find an ingredient with psychological applications. Seems good to me. And while I'm waiting for that to come in, let's get a new cure with one of the ingredients we have. So the one I can do is I can upgrade the painkiller. If I get it up 4 levels and run it through an evaporator, so basically run it through 5 evaporators, I will be in range to have an eases migraine cure. And I don't know what concentration that's going to be the most effective at, so we'll have to do it and find out. It might be the case where the concept, like, there's a lot more processing required on the other side once it is an eases migraine cure to get it to actually be effective, but that's part of the challenge of the game. So I'm just going to import it in here. I'm going to buy this factory. And so it is through 4 evaporators is what I need to do. To get it up to there. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hopefully I left enough room for this to all work. And so if I speed up the game, when I get to this side of it,
a competitor has released a new product.
When I get to this side of this, it will be a... As I can see here, I'm in the active range to make it a eases migraine. It runs through the evaporator, and it is eases migraine. And it's active. And I can see what the next upgrade path, once I have an agglomerator, is the anti-seizure. So I'm going to see... I could just dump this out the door as is. Or I could run it through 3 dissolvers to eliminate the eases nausea. I don't think I can do that just yet, because I don't know if it's necessary. Or I don't know if it's going to be a net profit, because that will cost 30 bucks a unit to run through. So I'm just going to pop down 2 pill printers, hook this all up, and get that out the door. These are almost at the other end. There they are.
Product name required.
And it needs a name. So this does induce nausea, but also eases a migraine. So we'll see how the cure rating works. And once you get the analyzer, which is a later technology, you can see what the most effective ranges are. So I don't know, for example, at this point, I know that the eases migraine is in this range between 5 and 9, but I don't know what the max strength is. You can see there's a question mark here. And same with this side effect. I can see that it's active between 6 and 14, but I don't know where the max range is. So once I get the analyzer on research, and I can put that in my factory, I can learn about all these cures, where they are most and least effective, and then optimize the effect of all my drugs. So the ionizer is now ready.
New ingredient discovered.
And I've got new ingredients, so I'm going to go to the agglomerator and get that in place. Now let's look at this ingredient. So it is an antidepressant. And I could combine it to go to ADHD. Let's try to get a antidepressant on the market. One of the things as far as upgrading, you can see here, this requires a catalyst. I believe the last thing I was looking at does as well. And that's where things get a bit more complicated. But we'll deal with that as we get there. So I've got one more ingredient I can research with just one explorer, so might as well get him out and going. With the ionizer, I could get the relieves hypertension. That could be a thing to do. Well, let's get the biodegradable Mercurox mist being made into a drug as well, an antidepressant. I need, once again, one more piece of factory. Let's import this through here. And if I get it down... That's not showing up. Did that not work? No, it did. Okay, there we go. So I just get it up 1 tick through an evaporator. It will be an antidepressant. Feed it into the evaporator, then into 2 pill printers. And we'll see how that does. And let's, while we wait for that, look at our cures. They're all still rating C. You can see my migraine cure is rating C. It is preventing a lot more... There we go. It's preventing a lot more migraines than it is causing nausea. So that means my strengths are kind of in a rank where that makes sense. Oh, my painkillers dropped down to D. But that's fine. This is still making me tons of money, so that's great. Got the productivity strengthener. Will now show up on my cure rating very soon. Yeah, there it was. I'm selling it at a profit of 76 bucks a unit. And it looks like it's causing as many side effects as it is cures, so that might not work out so well for me. That's totally cool. Okay, so I've got this guy researching. I could get more researchers or explorers on the game. And let's try after the hypertension. Let's get an angina cure on the market. Good to do next. So I need a bunch of ionizers. I've got to get it down to 6, so I've got to drop at 9. Which I could do with 3 ionizers, and then run it through a 4th. And then it would be an angina cure, and then we could take it from there. Okay, so that's going to be expensive. Let's find another bit of factory and see how this works. So you over here, you can import the jack ear crystals.
Research complete.
We can get some ionizers going on. 1, 2. No, I can position that better. I think. No, maybe not. So 1, 2. 3. And a 4th. Take a look at research cure while it moves down. So I do have my agglomerator. That is great. And so I want to get into the analyzer and all those things. So I need 2 scientists to research basic auxiliary, which is exactly what I want. And then when that's done, we can move into some of these other things.
New ingredient discovered.
And I've got my new ingredient. Wonderful. So this I can see that does its thing. It is going to treat angina, and I can get it into the treat angina range with a single agglomerator. Got 2 pill printers in the line. And hook that up. And we'll see how that does. We also got our new ingredient. So that is a wart remover, and I can make it a female contraceptive with an ionizer. But it also increases blood pressure. Okay, so I think if I run it through the agglomerator once, it'll be an effective wart remover, so that might be where I want to start. I'll need another building to make that happen, or another chunk of my building. How is this for profit? Okay, so it is profitable. I was worried about that because I am running it through a lot of expensive machines. I can deal with that later as I get upgrades, but it is something to keep in mind.
Required.
Ready needs a name. Because the dissolver costs 10 bucks a tick and drops by 1 level, the ionizer costs 35 bucks a tick and drops it by 3 levels. So actually, unit per unit, it's a bit more expensive to run through, but it saves a lot of space. But this is still profitable, so I am not too upset about that. Yeah, let's get our new cure on here, which is the salty high coloradus discharge. Okay, so I need to run that through an agglomerator once, and I will be making some money. Let's import that through this door, and by this building, it can come out over here. By a longer line than it needs to be. Actually, I've got the money. I'm just going to buy this one and reconsider that. Okay, you can get turned. You'll come out here into 2 pill printers.
Insufficient funds.
And I'm broke. Okay, but I will get the money in soon enough. Yeah, buying that building I didn't need didn't help me. But thankfully money is coming in pretty quickly. Okay, so I have a pill
New
that
world event.
removes warts. Let's get this event. Increased demand for antihistamines. I'm making an antihistamine, right? No, I'm not. Okay. That's fine.
Product name required.
And this guy's ready to go on the market. So I can see here, with 4 drugs on the market, is it 4, 1, 2, 3, 4? It's actually 5, isn't it? Or is it 6? I can't count. It's 6. With 6 drugs on the market, I am ahead of time to be making that goal of the standard victory. I've got an upgrade point to spend and an unused researcher. I'm going to hire another researcher.
Funds.
Oh, or when I have money, I have $5,000, I'm going to hire another researcher. But I do have this upgrade point, which I'm going to spend. What is my least profitable drug? That is the hypertension cure. No, it's the angina relief. Which one is that? That is, it's going to be the same drug, yes. So I'm going to upgrade this, which will give me a 10% discount on the cost, and put a couple extra bucks into the profit of those units. Okay, so I can hire another explorer. I can get people researching something else. Okay, so I could get another thing in here. I've certainly got plenty of room to do something kind of fancy over there. So let's look at our ingredients and see what we can do that we're not. So I've got a migraine cure. I could make a female contraceptive.
Research complete.
I don't have the catalyst here. See, the catalyst here is present when I get this. Or here. So once I get this researched, we'll be able to make the things that require the catalyst, so the ADHD medication. But yes, I can make a female contraceptive over here because all I need is to boost up the concentration to 13 and run it through an ionizer. So let's get that going on. Concentration is 9, so I need to boost it 4, which I can do with an agglomerator and an evaporator. And then once it's out there, run it through an ionizer. Well, I've got a free researcher.
A competitor has released a new
Oh, yes,
product.
that is finished. And I've got 1 upgrade point, so I'm going to upgrade the ionizer to lower the cost. It'd be nice if I could get this under 30 bucks, so 1 more tick of upgrade research, because then using the ionizer is more cost effective than using the dissolver. And I'm going to get one of my scientists on researching the analyzer, and the other one can just start picking up more upgrade points. So look at this. It is a female contraceptive, but I've got to drop the rank down to 1 to 6, and it is currently 10. So I can do that with another ionizer and a dissolver. I think the dissolver will fit in better right here. And then the ionizer. Can actually come down here. And if I get 2 pill printers.
Insufficient funds.
If I get money to build 2 pill printers. Thankfully it's coming in pretty quickly. And some belts to hook it all up.
Insufficient funds. Research complete.
Oh, and I've got the analyzer. That's wonderful. So let's just get this out the door.
Insufficient funds.
I've been expanding a bit quickly, I think. Oh, come on. There we go.
Insufficient funds.
There we go. And then this will be on the market. This should be a female contraceptive.
Product name required.
Preg attack. Perfect. So I've got the analyzer. I'm gonna get the research point into the agglomerator, and I'm gonna start researching the multi-mixer. But I think this is as good a place as any to wrap things up. So we've got 7 drugs being manufactured. Some of them have some negative cure ratings because of their side effects. We can't really, I don't think we can make anything else with what's available. Let's look at our cures. Yeah, so I need the catalyst to do that, I need a catalyst to do that, I need a catalyst to do that, and I need an autoclave to do that. So I'm making all the drugs that I can. I can't make crazy ass combinations until I get the multi-mixer, and I can't upgrade any of these until I get some more tools, some more machines, and some more catalysts. So the next thing I'm going to want to do I'm going to want to keep I want the multi-mixer next for sure, so I can start using the catalysts. Once I get that catalyst in, I can make anti-seizure medication. But the big thing I'm going to do next time is pick up an analyzer or two, because that will tell me, for each of these, what the maximum strength is. So for example, I know for the female contraceptive that the active range is between 1 and 6, but I don't know where it's most effective. It could be right here, it could be worth putting a dissolver or an ionizer in there to make the cure more effective. And that's especially important with things that have side effects, because I might be able to tune the level to get the best compromise between having the strongest migraine relief but the least nausea, but I don't know how to do that until I get the analyzer on, so that could help me improve a bunch of these cure ratings. But we'll do that in the next episode. We'll plop down an analyzer. We can just tack it on to one of our lines somewhere and just have it eat some of the consumption, or eat some of the production, and give us that information at the expense of some of our capacity, and then move it somewhere else until I know about all the ingredients that are kind of coming through my line. But we'll do that next time. So until then, this has been Big Pharma. I've been RJ Helms. Thanks for watching. So let me know if you want to see more of this, if you like it. I'll put a link to where to get the game on Steam below. Just leave me a comment with any feedback. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. And I'll see you next time. Thanks so much.